T-Roy, the OG on the marquee Jaybird, and the cat who runs the chat with the stats, Statman Surge. We are Don't Hassle Us, We're Local. We're not a Quad City Sports Talk radio show. We're not the Quad City Sports Talk radio show. We are your Quad City Sports Talk radio show. Welcome to the conversation, Quad Cities. But first, the Dawn.
We are here so that you know it's Monday, and that's exactly what it is. We're back in the Hassle Castle, brought to you by Dunright Satellite and Dish, and you know who we are. Don't Hassle the Local. AM 1170, Jaybird, T-Roy, in the hizzy.
Monday, May the 4th be with you.
I'm still eager. Now, no bombs today, quads, but tomorrow, right, Jay? We'll get her tomorrow?
Yes.
Eager to hear about her trip down to Springfield.
That's all I know is that she lost her phone. That's all I know. I don't know any spoilers of any of her story in Springfield, so I'm eager to hear what she has to say. I mean, we've got not to jump right into the COVID political, but
but we know that the bombs went down to protest.
Yeah, but we've got that state of Illinois.
It's a state, all right.
It's got some. How do I work this out? Let's sound this out. COVID, instead of hypocrisy. You got the governor who says, there was a time when families weren't brought into politics. Well,
when?
Yeah.
Since when, buddy? What time was that?
I'm pretty sure that John F. Kennedy's family was dissected apart, including his religion when people did that.
People thought Mary Todd Lincoln was crazy back in the day. I'm pretty sure they talked a lot of crap about Mary Todd Lincoln.
Well, let me get to that.
Who am I to know anything about history?
I'll get to that about Lincoln in a second, too.
Fat Pritzker.
And then the mayor of Chicago.
Lightfoot?
Yeah. She went to the hairdresser.
Oh, yeah, I remember. That was a while back, though. Or did she just go again?
Yeah, she went again.
Oh.
And
she has to be in front of the public, Jay.
That's what she said. She did say that.
Now, you and I have to be on camera.
Uh-huh. She did say that.
Count?
She's like, I am the face of Chicago.
Uh-huh.
But that doesn't stop people from bringing up when she brought up a thing and said,
she's not Michael Jordan.
Your roots are not essential, is what she had written. Your roots are not essential.
Do as I say, not as I do.
Exactly. Now, on top of it, if you want to go all the way to the top of the food chain, the president had a little sit down. Vice president was there. I don't even know who it was with. It's probably someone on NBC News. It was on the Today Show. I try not to watch much of the Today Show as I can, but thought it funny to do it when Mike Pence is there and he's talking about, he does apologize because he didn't wear a mask at the Mayo Clinic, which he should have. Dumb. But when the president says that, a lot of people, as they're in the Lincoln Memorial, and he's pointing to this statue, a lot of people said Lincoln had it tough. A lot of people did. They beat him up. That's what in history they say that they were hardest on him. I believe they beat me up more than Lincoln. No, they killed him.
Yeah.
No.
Calm down.
Yeah, he wins.
You ain't been shot in the back of the head in the theater yet.
He wins.
Probably,
yeah. He wins every time, bud. Let's.
Sometimes he certainly can't get out of his own damn way, can he?
No.
He's got that, what do you call it? A little bit of narcissism
You're
going on.
sitting in the memorial of a president
who
was assassinated. Let's not do that.
Calm down.
But we had last night, you have episode 5 and 6 of The Last Dance. Thank goodness. God, I just love it. I love it. I mean, I am not that man cave guy. I'm not the guy that leave me alone, my shows are on or my game, I'm good.
Lay off me, I'm starving.
Yeah, I'm pretty good. I know when to pause or to walk away or do things for my kids, but that's my time.
Well, I had
between 8 and 10.
There was a couple moves or things that were going on that I had to pause and replay for Amy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, whoa, watch this. And then I had to stop it and be like, I told her, I think I'm going to cry. She's like, why? I go, they got Kobe Bryant in here.
That was a big one for me. I
didn't know that was coming.
Neither did I. And I texted our friend Andy Gady right away, and I'm like, dude, Kobe.
Wow.
Yeah. And then when they're doing all the All-Star game stuff, and they're like, I wouldn't pass on the ball. They're like, the only way you're getting that ball, touch that ball, is if you get a rebound.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
All those stuff with those guys.
But that's how those it's so great. And then Magic comes in and look at him, and they just were. I mean, They were hounding him. And then Magic's like, I'm ready to take on both Michael and Larry. Let's go. Let's play.
So,
dude, it's great the amount of crap talking between them.
when they're taking the photo for the Dream Team, and it's Magic, Larry, and Michael, and Magic goes, better watch out. You get this close to Michael, you'll get called for a foul. And he goes, you haven't committed a foul in a year and a half. You better watch out. You get this close to Michael, they'll call a foul on you. That was awesome.
Dude, and then in that film of the game, of the practice game, where it got serious.
Oh, yeah. That's if you want to go back and see another documentary about that Dream Team, you can find it. It was on NBA TV. It is awesome.
But Jay, that's a court full of alphas.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, think about that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Charles Barkley, even later on when they're interviewing him, he goes, that's the first time in my life where I thought someone on a basketball court was better than me.
Mm-hmm.
When he was talking about the finals, when Jordan just decided he wasn't going to let Charles win. It's insane. But that thing, and they're just talking, and he goes, what did he say to Michael? You better become Air Jordan if you think you're going to win this game. And then they're on the bus, and they said there's silence. He goes, I guess we shouldn't have pissed him off.
Yeah, and then they all just started laughing. Him throwing the ball, Magic throwing the ball up into the rafters.
Pissed.
And then, no one says anything. They just throw another ball into the court.
Yes. I think that's great. I just think it just gives you such insight to how competitive these guys were. And by the way, great athletes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to cap on today's player. I don't think it needs to be. I don't think anything needs to be said. I mean, it's a different age because of whatever reason. I really don't know. Because I do believe that even back then, these guys were coming up. You had guys like Garnett and Kobe that were coming up that had played some AAU ball, and they were highly touted. I really don't know what it is about today's NBA player. These guys laid the groundwork for them, so maybe they feel a little more entitled.
Mm-hmm.
But these are the guys. I mean, Bird, Magic, Jordan, Pippen, Charles, Ewing. I mean, you forgot how good those Ewing teams were.
Oh, yeah.
Because they always lost to Mike. I mean, they went up 2-0. I forgot all about that.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember watching it, but you forget, you just remember, they beat them, ha, ha, ha. You forget, oh, man, it was 2-0. And everybody had the Bulls, buried. And Michael had to fight. And it's like, we give LeBron a hard time for losing, I think, because he never, other than one time, he didn't come back and win that fight.
Yep. They,
Oh, that brings another thing. Did you see the tweet? And I'm not on Twitter anymore, so I got this one on iFunny.
Okay.
Shaq said something about, man, he was now you really used to have that much hair. There was an old picture of Shaq, and then he was tweeting about it.
Yeah.
He showed the picture, and LeBron goes, yeah, you lost one hair follicle for every free throw you missed. and then Shaq goes, oh, yeah, well, you lost one for every championship you lost.
Yeah, 5 and 6 right away starts off with the 98 All-Star game where Kobe Bryant made his first appearance. The quote I was talking about is the one Jordan says, that little Laker boy is going to take everybody one-on-one. He don't let the game come to him. He just goes out there and take it. He just go out there and take it. I'm going to make this SHIT happen. I'm going to make this a one-on-one game. If I was his teammate, I wouldn't pass him the effing ball. You want this ball again, brother? You better rebound. People forget about in this game that Kobe does wave off Karl Malone on this on a screen, on a pick and roll screen.
And Malone got pissed.
And Malone did get pissed, and George Karl benched him in the fourth quarter for Kobe Bryant in this game. So those are things that obviously they don't need to get into, because I really like that it goes on to more of their relationship.
Right.
And Kobe's saying, I don't really like to compare the two. He doesn't. But he also was very frustrated when Jordan does leave him off a list of some of the greats. Later on, we're gonna play Mount Rushmore Monday. Jordan, I don't think would put Kobe on the Mount Rushmore.
To this day?
To this day,
I think he does.
I don't think so. I beg to differ. But we do Mount Rushmore later. I think he leaves him off and puts LeBron on.
Mount Rushmore. You think Jordan puts LeBron on?
Yeah. Yeah. And I think he puts, again, we'll do this in the second hour. We'll do Mount Rushmore. Some of you guys can throw in some of your suggestions when we do that. You already have. I made a post. I made a post earlier.
If I throw all feelings aside, I think it's hard to leave some of these centers off, though, Jay.
That's true. That's the problem, because you've got my history that doesn't start till the mid '80s. So, you know.
Yeah, but you got my head that's still thinking about Wilt and still thinking about Kareem.
Yeah.
When they were just. They
J.
were and Dr. J. These guys were all unstoppable in their own.
We'll get to that. Then it went on to talk about how Mama Jordan said, "You better get on that plane and go to Nike."
Dude, I think
she made him go back out for basketball.
Right.
Yeah.
But he was a pro already.
Yeah.
Listen, his parents. He had strong parents, man.
Yeah.
He had a very solid upbringing and a very solid background. His parents were still like trying to steer him down the right path, even when he was a young man. Where, listen, at 23, how many mistakes were you out there making, Bird?
Oh boy, 33. 33. I was making them 43.
Yeah,
that was last year.
But you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
I mean, just what a testament to his family and the fact that they were always there to help him the best they could,
and put their foot down.
Yeah, but the fame just was coming at him. Just how fast was it? I mean, insanely fast.
Yep. They So he decides to. So Converse was the thing. I forgot about that commercial. I love that commercial as a kid. You already know what they did for me. What? I walked away with the MVP. The Converse when they're all rapping.
Yeah.
And Bird comes in. He liked Adidas. Adidas said we don't have it. We don't have the cash for this. Nike was just a track shoe. We all know the story behind that.
Yeah.
So basically, his agent, David Falk, says that he couldn't get him to go on the plane. So he called his mom, Dolores, Jordan's mom. Jordan said, "My mother said, you're going to listen. You're going to go listen. You may not like it, but you're going to go listen. She made me go on that plane and go listen." Nike made Jordan an offer he couldn't refuse. They gave Jordan roughly around $250,000, $250,000. More than double what any other established star. So those guys that were in the Converse. And Converse said to Jordan that they couldn't envision him being any bigger than any of the guys that they're already paying. So they gave him that amount of money, and they came up with the Air Jordan.
Well, Nike had already had the Air technology.
Mm-hmm.
And then someone said, what about Air Jordan?
Yep.
And it just had that.
And then David Falk goes on to say that the vision of the deal was that at the end of year 4, they had hoped to sell $3 million worth of Air Jordans.
Year 1, they sold how many?
$126 million. To put that also into perspective right now, Nike's Jordan brand generated $3.14 billion over a 12-month period ended in May of 2019.
You know what I think? Remember the Air McGulligans that they sold at Kmart? They weren't really Air Jordans. They were the fake Air Jordans.
Oh, yeah, I do. Yeah.
They probably sold 3 million of those. All the kids and parents were
I do remember those.
We call them Air McGulligans or whatever.
Yeah.
Air Mulligans.
I do remember those. Jordan made $130 million last year off of just the Jordan brand, Nike Jordan brand. Wow. And that's in 1 year. Jordan made less than $90 million in salary over his NBA career. Woo! And Mars Blackman was right. It's got to be the shoes. Loved finally having Mars Blackman in there.
Yeah. I mean, and I hope they show some of it. I don't know if they will, because I don't remember how it got with the Knicks later on in that second run, but there was a few times where Jordan and Spike kind of jawed at each other. Not as bad as like Reggie and Spike. Reggie Williams and Spike used to really go at it.
You've got certain situations now where if we start at the beginning of episode 5 and the comparisons of Kobe, Jordan goes through a lot of comparisons of things. One of them being with Clyde Drexler of the Portland Trailblazers. He says he's got game. He's just not on my level, and there's no comparison, you know?
He's like, I wouldn't let that dude.
Yeah.
What did him and Magic played cards the night before?
They played cards the night before.
What did Magic say? These are the things I'm loving.
Yeah.
All this stuff when he's just he's calling his shot.
Yes, when he does the 6 3-pointers in a row.
Yeah.
I just go in, and then shrugs. Because Magic said, I'm calling the game. We were playing cards late the night before. And he told me he was going to go off. He said, I'm going to go off on these guys. Then we finally get to a little bit more. We get into the Dream Team. It's funny about the Dream Team because last week, Thorne, who helped put together the Dream Team and was the GM of the Bulls that drafted Michael Jordan, last week said Michael did not keep Isaiah off of that team. We just watched it, Thorne. He may not have been the single person because Jordan said a lot of people don't like Isaiah. And they went through some of his relationships with him. But
Bird and Magic both didn't like Isaiah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And he even said, I don't want to talk about him when in different interviews that you have. But Jordan said, I respect Isaiah Thomas's talent. To me, the best point guard of all time is Magic Johnson, and right behind him is Isaiah Thomas. No matter how much I hate him, I respect his game. It was insinuated I was asking about him, but I never threw his name in there. And that's when they were like asking about who's going to be on the team. He had just gotten off of winning a title.
Right.
He'd already won a gold medal in '84. He didn't really have to be on the Dream Team.
Right.
He's already established himself as global phenomenon, so, but it was basically Jordan. So it's just like kind of, he didn't have to say the word. It was just known. Who's going to be on the team? He asked who was everything. Then the poor Tony Kukoc. I mean, if anybody, I knew about the game that they shut him down, and I've read stuff and guys saying like Pip and Jordan said like we want Tony, but the idea I would never have put together that was Jerry Krause's guy, and they couldn't play 1-on-1 against Krause, so they were going to take it out on him.
Yeah,
and poor Tony to this day is just kind of like, what did I do?
Well, even in the finals against the Suns, Jordan, when he had Thunder Dan Marley guarding him, that was Krause. Krause always talked about he was the best defender.
Yeah.
He goes, I was going to show him he couldn't play lick a D.
Yeah, Thunder Dan, yeah.
He did school him.
Yeah.
It's becoming more and more apparent, and even more so that as I watch it and I understand, I see where he was at in his game at the end of '98. If it wasn't for Jerry Krause, we would have had at least 2 good more years of Jordan.
The overall thing is
easily.
How Reinsdorf allowed that to happen, and the money that the Bulls left
stupidity.
Just left out there by letting him walk away.
Those 3 stay. They don't care. You give Pippen a little bit more money. I don't think if Reinsdorf says, I'll get rid of Krause, Mike. Follow me here.
Yeah.
I'll get rid of Krause, Mike. I want you to stay. Will you take less money so we can pay Scotty and pay Dennis? And Dennis is just going to stay because Dennis loved Phil. And you got to keep Phil.
Yes. Okay, so we haven't seen Reinsdorf since episode 2.
Right.
Right? I'd have to go back and watch 3 and 4. Basically, my plan yesterday was to watch 3 and 4 and then go into 5 and 6. But we did our thing at Pints, which was great, by the way. Thanks for everyone coming out. Bobby Ray Bunch played on the patio. Great day. Thanks for everyone for coming out. I also want to remind everybody before we go to break, we'll talk. Oh, you know what? When we come back from break, let's talk just a little bit about Reinsdorf, and I guess we can do some internet dives. I'd like to. And
I want to go into another. There was a snippet of Krause too.
Okay.
That I want to bring up.
But before we do that, this is the thing I want to tell you guys. It's Teacher Appreciation Week.
Right.
And. We may not be in school, but the teachers are still working hard. And you have teachers that are working in your homes as we speak. I may be talking to the teachers right now, or I may be talking to someone who has the teachers at home. So at Vans, in Competition Drive in Bettendorf, what's the address?
5023.
5023. Here's what they're doing. You go in and you get a $20 gift card. And tell them this is for Teacher Appreciation Week. They'll put $5 on it. So $20 gift card. They'll add $5 on it. You're getting a $20 gift card for $25. My suggestion to you is
25 for 20.
25 for 20. What did I just say?
It's all right.
Did I say 25-20?
Yeah, it's all right.
You want to cut the promo or you want me to?
I just want you to say the right number.
What did I say?
You said you get a $20 gift card for $25.
Oh, yeah. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You pay $20. They'll put $5 on it.
Yes.
It's a $25 get worth $25. Now, you can go out there and do that, but I suggest, this is my suggestion, you buy 2. So you buy one for 20 and then you buy a second one for 20. You'll get $5. You get 2 $25 gift cards. You give one to whoever is at home that is being the teacher right now, the at-home teacher.
Whether it's mom, dad, grandma, your aunt.
Doesn't matter.
Big sister.
Kid home from college.
Yep.
Say, hey, dinner's on me. We'll take care of it. Here it is. And then you go to your student and you say, what teacher do you want me to give this to? Because that teacher has a family as well, and they're working all day long answering emails from all these parents. They're in Zoom meetings. They're trying to figure out this e-learning thing too, and how to grade everything.
It's a lot easier for them to do their jobs when the little butts are in the seats, rather than when the little butts are at home. So it's go ahead and do that. Go to Competition Drive and get that gift card, and that's for Teacher Appreciation Week. We appreciate all the teachers out there, those that are stay-at-home teachers and those that are the actual ones that are in the brick and mortar. And I know they're eager to get back. Trust me, I don't know how to tell you guys this anymore. They want to be back in school. It's easier for them to do this. It is not a day off for them to make these lessons plans for all these substitute teachers who have never had a lick of education of how to teach their students, their at-home students. So they are working hard. It makes me think of one thing, and I listened to over the weekend Bill Simmons rewatchables. They go through movies and everything else, and they did Ferris Bueller's Day Off. And if you really break down Ferris Bueller's Day Off, it's a very stressful day. Like, that's not a day off. So it makes me think. For Ferris himself.
Yes, it's got to be. I mean,
he has all that effort into Leia.
Yeah. So the way I look at it is these teachers aren't having days off. They're working like almost 3 times harder than they normally would. So Teacher Appreciation Week, reach out to them. Go to Vans and Competition Drive. $20, you get a $25 gift card. Right? All right, let's take a break. We'll be right back. Don't Hassle Us for Local on ESPN 1170 AM.
Yeah, you like that?
Give me a hell yeah. I said give me a hell yeah.
This is Adam Rosso from Hawkeye Headquarters, and you are listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local.
ESPN 1170 AM.
These are uncertain times, but we at First Midwest Bank remain strong, remain committed to our clients, to our communities. And we want those who are uncertain in these uncertain times to know that even though we currently all need to stay apart, we are all in this together. First Midwest Bank. To learn more about how we're helping our clients adjust through this difficult period, visit firstmidwest.com. Member FDIC.
With local Quad City businesses in mind, Vander Vending, the only locally owned vending company in the Quad Cities and surrounding area, would like to encourage you to support these local restaurants that are open for pickup or delivery or both. Hungry Hobo throughout the Quad Cities, Clint's Draft House Pizza and Grill in Moline, Cool Beans Coffee House in Rock Island. Please visit their websites and support your neighbors. The local restaurants in the Quad Cities. Brought to you by the only locally owned vending company in the Quad Cities and surrounding area. Vander Vending, located in Rock Island.
The Will Kane Show.
Pippen may have been one of the best players in NBA history, but he played under one of the worst contracts in sports memory. Scottie Pippen was Michael Jordan's wingman. He was his Robin. Pippen is underappreciated. Michael Jordan said, every time my name comes up, Scottie Pippen's should come up. Pippen signed an extension with the Chicago Bulls. He signed a 7-year deal that essentially paid him a little over $2 million a year. 7-year, $18 million deal. And it became one of the worst contracts in the NBA. Pippen was the 122nd highest paid player in the league, the 6th highest paid player on the Bulls, and it ate at Scottie. It bothered him.
The Will Kane Show, 2 till 5 on the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170 AM.
Ace Muffler Clinic has been serving the Quad Cities area for over 60 years. There's a reason why our customers continue to trust us with their vehicles. We can fix almost anything. We can fix your muffler, tune your brakes, change your oil, change your tires, replace your battery, customize your exhaust, tune your engine, repair your suspension, replace your radiator and your water pump. Align your automobile, refill your transmission fluid, and change your filters. And we believe in doing all those things right the first time. For fast, friendly service, visit Ace Muffler Clinic at 4th Ave and 15th Street in Rock Island.
This is Golick and Wingo.
With Antonio Brown. I certainly believe in the idea of you can come back. You've never gone too far where you can't come back home. That contrition is really possible, but with him, it's been this sort of seesaw for a while now of sorries followed by more outbursts, sorries followed by more attacks on other people. So until I see some sort of stringer pattern, I don't really think it's responsible to buy what he's saying.
Golick and Wingo, mornings on the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170 AM.
Car old? Need it sold? Get rid of that old car and do a good deed at the same time. It's the Arrowhead Ranch Annual Auto Auction coming soon to Coal Valley. That's right, it's back. Donate your car, truck, SUV, or motorcycle, and if you live within 40 miles of Coal Valley, they will even pick it up, even if it doesn't run. All donations are tax deductible. Call 309-799-7044 or visit them online at arrowheadyouth.org. Car old? Need it sold? Arrowhead Ranch Annual Auto Auction. Stay tuned for an auction date in Coal Valley.
Don't hassle us. We're local. Noon till 2 on the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170 AM.
All right, everybody, we're back in the Hassle Castle. Brought to you by Done Right Satellite and Dish.
Monday, May the 4th. Does it do anything for you?
May the 4th be with you.
I know, but does it get you like, you're like, oh, I'm going to go watch Star Wars tonight?
No, because I've been watching the hell out of it since this whole thing kind of happened. I kind of one day, I don't even remember when it was, but I just kind of started watching them in an order.
Huh?
Like the correct order.
The correct order is?
The correct order is as they were released.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. Monday, May 4th, 56 degrees out. No. Might rain a little bit later, 6 o'clock or so, 30% chance.
A little chilly today compared to yesterday.
That's the other thing. So the news obviously isn't a lot of fun, right? Oh my god! And then you go to on the Today Show.
They celebrated the breaking of the Hesco barrier last week. Like they had, this marks the year.
I
saw my, look at this, you guys! What a difference a year makes. And look at
this.
And I'm like, why are you guys reliving it? It was quite painful for a bunch of people.
Yeah, not good. Don't do that. And then when you're doing the news, don't just say it. Don't talk about how it's going to be a bad day this week. Don't give the forecast. Be like, yeah, the weather's going to be it's going to be cold and rainy and it's not looking good, period. Just lie about it. Just spruce it up. Hey, this would be the day to maybe get some of those indoor projects you want going. Just give a little bit. We were talking about The Last Dance, episode 5 and 6. According to a report from Bloomberg, the metrics used by Parrot Analytics shows that the ESPN series about the 97-98 Chicago Bulls have topped Netflix's Tiger King as the most in-demand documentary in the world. There's no doubt about that. We called that from the jump. It is the series is as in demand.
It's about people with actual talent, not some hillbilly
globally as Friends and The Mandalorian, according to the report. The Last Dance was one of the 20 most in-demand shows in the world this week, according to Parrot Analytics, a research firm that tracks audience interest using data that includes social media conversations and piracy. The show is even more popular in the United States, where it ranked as 11th this week. Netflix debuted The Tiger King, which I'm glad that's all gone, on March 20th, and the series was the talk of the internet for a few weeks. Well, it wouldn't have lasted more than 7 days if it wasn't in the middle of this global pandemic where we didn't know anything that's going on. So episodes 3 and 4 averaged 5.9 million viewers across ESPN, ESPN2. Episode 3 grabbed 6.1. Episode 4, 5.7. It's 5 and 6, I think, are better than 3 and 4. If you listen to people that have seen all of them, they will say they'll put 3 and 4 as kind of like, meh. It was good, but they really break it down.
Well, just so far.
And I don't want to piggyback.
So far, it just keeps getting better because you keep getting in. I guess what's hitting me, Jay, is you keep getting in. It's the behind the scenes and the commentary from guys that were there. Whether it's all of a sudden, here comes BJ, and you get to hear things from BJ. Mm-hmm. And now it's Magic. And then, wow, here's Kobe.
Ooh.
And obviously with the whole facet of Kobe being gone now.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes it huge.
I think it's things also like Stan Smith's book, The Jordan Rules. And then people just saying that it was Horace. And B.J. Armstrong saying, it can't just be Horace. There's a lot of stuff in there. Chicago Bulls, the guys are going to talk.
I like, and that's right. I like, you a guy that, I guess I always respected was BJ because, being a Hawkeye. But for him to be like, no, it wasn't just Horace.
Well, my prediction, and I don't know anything, next week is going to be one of those episodes will be the one that the social media that people will say on social media, I openly wept about the father.
I think it'll be episode 7.
Okay. We're talking ahead of time. If you're okay, let's just do like the hypotheticals of speculation. Do you think Jerry Reinsdorf, knowing what he knows now, and he doesn't seem like it, do you think he would do things differently the way he handled that season and letting Krause just tell Bill, I don't care if you go 82 F&O?
Seems to me that Reinsdorf wants to be on the right side of this. And yes, if he had a brain in his head, he lets this play out more. I mean, and back then I can't think of who free agents were and what kind of situation could you have done to help strengthen the team, to help Michael out. But if Phil doesn't leave, Phil never goes on to coach Kobe and Shaq.
It's true. That is true.
Because he sits out for what I think a year or two, while Dale something coaches the Lakers. I can't think of a gray-haired dude.
Del Harris.
Is it Dale Harris?
Del Harris.
Okay. So he coaches the Lakers. Can't quite get him to gel. You know, Kobe and Shaq are kind of struggling to be the 1-2 power. Well, here comes Phil.
When did Phil go to the Knicks? After the Lakers?
Way after, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, way after the Lakers.
I just think, in hindsight, I think maybe Reinsdorf, as much as he gave credit to, he wants to, he doesn't want, you can tell he doesn't want, he's playing all sides of it. He doesn't want Krause to go down as a villain. He doesn't want Michael to be a villain, but
Krause is the villain. And that's why I said, I remind me about what Krause said. So there's a spot there right after they win the third one, and Krause is right there again. Well, I just want to say, this is a great organization.
Yeah.
And this
over
organization,
and over again.
This organization, and these players. But
if you had a drinking game, you would be legally drunk.
Yeah, but it's just tremendous. I know these players did a great job. But this is just a tremendous organization to be a part of. He wanted it to be all about the organization, so that everybody gave him credit for the fact that they won the titles. You can tell that it ate at him that Michael got the credit for the championships. But I'm telling you right now, Jerry, you're gone. But nobody but Jordan could have won it like that. Those were really damn good teams that he had to come back from a 0-2 deficit to beat. I mean, that Knicks team was solid.
Yeah.
I mean, they go on to lose the next championship. By the way, they make it to the championship against the Houston Rockets and lose.
They so the Bulls drafted Jerry Krause drafted Tony Kukoc in 1990, but he wasn't ready to come to the team. And this is where it kind of the organization. Jerry's fawning over this guy who's never dribbled an NBA basketball
and saying words like he's going to be the future of the Bulls.
And then the quote from Jordan is, Jerry was fawning over Tony so much while our team was here winning a championship, where it was winning championships, and it rubbed a lot of players the wrong way. I'm sorry, this is Jim Stack, former GM. Krause was willing to put someone before his actual kids who had given him everything that we could give him. That's Jordan's quote. Krause was willing to put someone before his actual kids who had given him everything that we could give him. He does come back and play in the championship game, the gold medal game. He plays well, and they even said that for him. But Pippen went on to say, Jerry paved the way for a lot of hell for Tony. Not only was it just me and Michael, but every guy on that Olympic team looked at that kid and felt like he might not even think about coming to the NBA after he played against us. It wasn't anything personal about Tony, but we were going to do everything we could to make Jerry look bad.
Dude.
Mm-hmm.
It's all Jerry. He ruined the whole thing. How do you ruin that? How do you do that?
I don't know. That's the thing, though. But Reinsdorf doesn't.
Is it just dudes saying Jerry that I got to screw everything up? I mean, Jerry Jones screwed up what Dallas had going. How do you get rid of Jimmy Johnson?
Jerry's the new Barb.
Jerry just sucks. Anybody named Jerry just sucks.
Don't say that.
I know. I'm just saying.
We lost
Seinfeld's cool.
Huh?
I got Seinfeld's all right.
He gets kicked out of the room by Phil, the locker room, which was cool to have all that stuff back there, right?
Yeah.
He gets kicked out of the room. Phil, I do like it as he's walking out, he stops at the blackboard where the plays are, and he points and he goes, that play's not going to work. That's legit. That's how you leave a room. Like that, if anything, like if you just showed up and you're like, hey, you got to leave by a coach, and you're still the funny guy, that's how you leave the room.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, that play is not going to work. That's awesome. So
I don't know. I just was thinking about that too. I'm like, why does it, like all my favorite teams in the 90s, especially in the 90s when they had this chance to be like monumental, like two Jerrys screwed my life.
The Easer A said on the Harrington's Pub Facebook comment thread about how he started eating like the combo meals at McDonald's because they had the Dream Team. They were the sponsors of them, obviously. You know the whole day, the whole commercial shoot for Big Macs type of thing. Yeah. And then, but the thing is, I always remember from that 92 year was the gold medal meals they had. So like the bronze was a single cheeseburger, and it was a meal.
Yeah.
And double cheeseburger, triple cheeseburger. Still my favorite meal is the triple cheeseburger. Just grease. Pure grease from McDonald's triple cheeseburger.
Yeah, without
gold medal
onion.
meal.
Without onion.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I love
can't
it.
have the onion. But,
yeah, so again, I can remember everything about that Dream Team. Now, I'm going to transition to you about something, okay?
Okay.
No, first things first.
All right.
This is what Stu Gott said earlier today on Dan Patrick. And I think when Serge gets in here, we'll talk to him too. But
Dan Patrick or Lebitard?
Lebitard. See, now I'm doing gift cards wrong.
It's okay. No, you're not.
No.
I'm just asking.
Stu Gott said this, but he goes, I want you to think about this. And then he goes, just ponder it. Just ponder it. Don't bring it up. But we're going to talk about it.
Okay.
Isaiah's on that Dream Team.
Okay.
Who do you take off if he gets to go on? If you believe he has to be on it, and it can't be Leitner. That was a great question.
It can't be Leitner?
Can't be Leitner. That's what
once
he
you
said.
threw that on there, all right.
A great question.
All right, so Leitner's safe.
Mm-hmm. It was a great question.
So you got MJ, Magic, Larry. You got Malone.
Lollygaggers.
You got Ewing. David Robinson.
Yeah, I'm pulling up for you. I'll pull up the roster.
Barkley. Let's see if I can get.
I wonder if the Dream Team.
You got. Hold on. You got.
I wonder how much. Just hear me a second.
You got Drexler.
Okay. You're gonna forget it.
You got the point guard. Who's Malone's point guard? Stockton.
Yeah, he's on it. Least recognizable.
MJ, Magic, Larry, Malone, Ewing. You got Pip. I got Barkley down. I got David Robinson. I got Ewing. Was Elijah one on that?
Why would Hakeem Olajuwon be on it?
Why would he not be on it?
Because he's not American.
No, he might have identified as American by then.
Who do you have so far?
I got Christian Laettner, Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Karl Malone, Patrick Ewing, David Robinson, Charles Barkley, Clyde Drexler, John Stockton, Scottie Pippen.
I think the only one you're missing is
Chris Mullins.
Thank you. I was just gonna say run TMC. Just give you a little hint. That's it. Yeah. Stockton is the one, and we've talked about this before. Stockton is the one, if you go to the NBA documentary about the Dream Team, that he just never really fit in with all those guys, and one day he just says, stop the bus, I want to get off. All right? And he gets off, and I think he either meets his family or I don't know, but he takes a video camera, and it's in this documentary. He has, the one on the shoulder, the video camera, the VHS, and he's going around talking to people around the Olympic Village, fans and everything else, and they'd have that shirt on. Remember back in the day, you'd have that shirt, and it'd be like, your head would be oversized, it was all caricature,
yeah.
And he'd be like, who's that guy? And they'd be like, you like the Dream Team? Like, oh yeah, big fan. Huge fan. Love the Dream Team. I'm the number one fan. He's like, who's that guy? And they're like, I don't know. And every time it was him. Yeah. So again, like I said, if you like this stuff, go watch you can find it on NBA.
Here's my list. So I have to take one of these guys off.
You have to take one off, yeah, and put Isaiah on it. It's sorry.
Stockton.
It's Stockton or Mullen, yeah, right. But
I'm not taking Chrissy Mullen off for Stockton.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I love
Stockton.
Chris Mullen.
I
love Chris Mullen.
I think John Stockton would take himself off for Isaiah Thomas. To be honest,
I don't mind John Stockton.
No.
I don't hate him. He just always reminded me of like someone's dad that was really good at basketball.
Yeah. You're like, oh wow, look at him play. Hey, dude, look at that guy.
Dude, Mike's dad's great.
Yeah. Hey, do you know Mike's dad has mad handles?
Dude, Mike's dad
dropping
can really
doms
pass
out there.
The ball. Yeah, it has to be Stockton. I can't take Pippen, or I can't take Chris Mullins off.
So here we go.
All right.
I said to you before the show, I have got my case for Luka Garza to come back and play for the University of Iowa Hawkeyes next year, to not go in the NBA draft.
Okay. I agree.
Well, this is a strong argument, and when I tell you this, you're going to say, holy crap, this needs to be put paper to pen, letter to his father to talk him into it. Are you ready?
I am ready.
From jump of this global pandemic, I said the NBA is going to switch to start in December and play into July and August, okay?
Okay.
I said that from the very beginning. I do believe that they're going to use this as the new normal, and you just go, sorry, guys. And anyone that throws their hands up, owners, revenue, TV revenue, they just go, I guess we can't argue because we got to have basketball. And the new normal will be that the NBA championship is played in late July, early August. You hear me? You with me? That includes that they have already said NBA is in talks to start December of 2021 for the next season. Right now, the NBA is talking about it. Do you know what that means about the summer of 2021? There will be 0 NBA players in the Olympics. 0.
Luka wants to play in the Olympics.
You want to win a gold medal for your country? Stick around.
All right.
We will not have any more Dream Team, Redeem Team, whatever you want to call them. The new normal is this. We will not have it anymore because of the NBA championships. Tell me I'm not wrong. Or tell me I'm wrong. Either way. Tell Luka, you have a chance. Seriously, you go in the league, Luka, you're not. He's not going to. Even if it was the new normal and it's like it was the regular season, Luka's not going to make the Olympic team. Okay, and there's no guarantee he's making it here either. But his shot, his percentage of winning a gold medal is much higher.
Yeah,
and that's one every 4 years. You can have 4. You can have 4 to 5 opportunities.
What if they win
to
the
be
gold? He's the MVP of the.
You can win the gold
medal team.
You can win, and you have 4 to 5 years opportunity to win the national championship.
He's working on that 3, man.
You have 5
Kid's
shots to win a national championship.
Right.
You have the rest of your career to win a NBA championship. To touch the Larry O'Brien.
Telling him listen. He comes back. They have a chance to win the national title.
They have a chance,
and he has a chance to be a gold medalist.
And he has a chance to be a gold medalist.
It's 2 pretty good things.
You're never having this back the rest of your life. Millions of dollars are great. I understand that so much. I really, really do.
Well, he can start making profit off his own likeness now anyway.
We think. We're hoping. Yeah, they're going to push this through as soon as they can. This is no-brainer. When I thought about this over the weekend, I was like, oh my goodness. Because obviously the dream team and everything else, I'm like, oh my goodness, we're never going to have NBA players back in again. We're not going to have it. And then today is when I was like, the case has to be made. Like if his dad just looked at him and said, look, we'll insure your knees, your ankles for this amount of money.
Right.
We'll do this and that. You never going to have this opportunity probably again. And again, there's no guarantee he's going to make that team, but there's a good chance he does. Better than not.
Oh, really good chance. I like it. I like it a lot.
I've got a son, and I've got a father. I would hope that my dad would sit me down and say, you're right. Look at this NBA. These teams, you're scheduled to go here to this team. You can go play for this franchise. You're going to be stored here and there. This is what you worked for. But dear Lord, son, this is an opportunity that's fallen into your lap. That's never going to happen again.
Right.
Go again. Go play for the University of Iowa. I understand you got your eyes on the prize. It's going to be bigger. But what's bigger than playing for your country and a gold medal? I hope someone gives him that talk. Maybe I'll write an open letter. An open letter to Luka Garza.
There you go.
Just who doesn't like open letters?
I used to follow his dad on Twitter.
Yeah, when you were back in the day when you were on Twitter.
Back in the day.
Back in the
Twitter.
So there's talk among things about how they're going to bring sports back. NBA should be starting up soon. I think May 8th, I think is that they said they were going to start doing like practices, but there's no real thing of what they're going to do. We talked about it last week about being at Disney.
Jay. Putting at night. Just putting at night. Night putting.
Night putting? What's night putting?
That's what Ty Webb
got
kicked off the team for.
NFL is looking at things. NFL's not going to go overseas next year, so don't have to set your lineup. Get up early and set your lineup.
Jacksonville's screwed.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what they're going to do.
That's going to be a home loss.
ESPN is scheduled starting tomorrow to start showing the Korean Baseball League games. I think that's okay.
Sure.
Right away you think it would be like, oh, live sports. Yeah. I mean, that's about, I have less of a response to that than I did about horse or them playing whatever else. Like,
right.
I watched the horse, but seriously, live sports, Korean baseball organization. Like,
we don't know who's in the Korean. You know what I'm saying? We have no.
I'll do it.
Who's the star of the Korean League, Jay?
I don't know.
Let's see.
I'll do it if they have Korean announcers, because I don't know what's going on. It's like watching the death diving when I did the ESPN The Ocho, and you get to watch. So if you go to ESPN 1170 AM, I did a thing. Well,
when we go to next break, I want you to pull up a Korean announcer doing a home run.
Okay.
Because I need to know what it sounds like.
All right, we'll do that. But I like watching the death diving with the Norwegian.
What was death diving?
Okay, so the Ocho, ESPN embraced finally the Ocho. Usually it's on ESPN2. It's a thing about a nod to dodgeball.
Yeah.
And they had a lineup and everything else. We talked about it. And then the death diving is
obscure sports quote.
10 meters, I believe. Is that high? It's pretty high from what it is. I don't want to.
Well, a meter is roughly 3 feet.
No, yeah, so 30 feet. Yeah, 30 feet.
30 feet high.
Yeah. All right, if not more. I'll have to look it up because I did write down like what death diving is. But there's two types. There's just diving and there's freestyle. And the freestyle is nuts. Like they're just running off a platform and just doing weird stuff in the air.
Into a pool?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It looks fun.
So when you say weird stuff.
Yeah, you twisting around and do all the things, and then
you're trying to like not make a splash.
Oh, they don't care. Yeah, they'll make a splash. Not a big one. It's not like you're doing a belly flop, but yeah,
they're just trying to contort their body and do different crap.
Yeah, maybe you just do a little thing where some of them like you did. They just do like a complete like fall planking, like ooh, like a death drop type of thing. They don't fall off it. Like they'll just run off the air and then they'll just do that. Some get back here and pull their feet back. I don't know. It's cool though. It was only like 3 to 6 minutes each one of them that I put from YouTube.
And did it look like it hurt when they landed?
No, they looked happy.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was it. The Mountain broke the record for deadlift, the world deadlift record. It was the Mountain from Game of Thrones. That's how they kicked off the Ocho.
Whoa. Okay. He's like really a really big, strong dude?
Yeah, he's a 6'9" Icelandic body power lifter.
And what did he lift?
He deadlifted 1,104 pounds, and it was nothing to him. This isn't like this whole thing of building a world record was like you picking up a book.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Oh no.
I guess we do have to address the fact that we took Friday off. Thanks everybody for we posted that we were working on things, and then I know someone wrote like Troy's like soft rock album, whatever. I said close it. Thanks for everybody for the views and everything else. Yes, we had a good time doing our Chris Farley, Patrick Swayze from Saturday Night Live, and yes, we're working on new things, videos for you to do to promote not only the show but also the bars, and
we'll just keep you kids out there excited.
Keep everybody out excited. I don't know. We don't really know what as far as phase 1, phase 2, how it affects us whatsoever. We don't know what it means for us. If they say they're going to do phase 2 coming up soon, or they have to wait like 5 days, that really hasn't changed anything for us because we're not even in phase 1. I don't know I really, really don't know what it looks like, so I can't comment on it. I just go, okay. And we try to do the best that we can, and we try to, it's getting to the point where it's much like the advice of when you have for first-time parents. And they say like, well, what do we do? And my advice is always the same. Whatever you're doing, that at the end of the day, neither one of you two want to kill each other, you're doing okay. And that's kind of like how you need to live through this thing. Whatever you're doing in your house that you don't want to murder everybody in your house, then you're doing all right.
Yeah.
And just worry about what goes on in that house and not everybody else. And
don't worry about other people so much.
Yeah.
Don't be driving around taking pictures, calling the cops because you got a burr up your butt, all right?
Yeah.
Just calm down. Worry about yourself, Karen and Nancy.
They, let's see, ESPN has done a study that the fans surveyed that they're in favor of watching televised sports without fans rather than waiting for sports to resume. That's a no-brainer. I don't even know why you need to I don't even know why it's only at 65%.
What's that?
Okay, ESPN coronavirus lockdown fan study surveyed 1,004 sports fans aged 18 or older, and 65% were in favor of sports returning even if the fans can't be in the stands. That approval number grew to 76% when participants were asked if they support the return of sports without fans in the stands if players were kept in hotels and their contact with others were closely monitored. So 11% more of you worry about what they're doing. And the only reason you'll agree to that, yes, I'll watch it, is if I know that the athletes themselves are quarantined and they're kept in contact and they're closely monitored. 11% of people in this group.
You know what? And I thought about this. Our show, we don't need to copy what the trend is, right? So the trend is calling everybody a Karen, right?
Yeah.
We already set the trend.
With Barb.
Yeah, it's a Barb.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, don't be a Barb.
Now it's Barb and Jerry.
Barb and Jerry?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't be a Barb and Jerry. God, that's brilliant, Jay.
That's it.
Barb and Jerry.
All right, we got to take our second break of the hour because it's the first hour's almost up. Man, it's just time flies when you're having fun. I tell you, it's so good.
It's great times.
We got to talk more about what's going on here in sports, and then we got to do Mount Rushmore Monday because I'm just going to throw things at you and go back and forth.
I love it.
Yep.
Have we talked to our friends from Front Street lately, by the way?
By the way, on Facebook, I just put something out. They did themselves a survey, okay? And I get it when it says, like, hey, what's going to get you to go back into the restaurant? So Front Street put a thing out there, a survey.
Yeah.
What's it going to get you to go back out when they open the doors? When they allow us, all right? Phase 1, Phase 2, whatever else.
Yeah.
And I sent it, I shared it on Don't Hassle Us, We're Local, and I said, hey, please take the survey. So, and then as in true Jerry fashion, it's they read the thing, the people on Facebook, they read it. What's it going to take to get you to go back out? And people just write, open the doors. Okay, that's not what the survey's for. They would just take the survey for me.
Take the survey, Jerry.
Because what they're doing is they're trying to, it's what we talk about. They're on the forefront. They realize that doors are going to open and people are going to come in. But what if the new norm is we only go out once a week because we only do carry out once a week because of we're budgeting. So they're trying to find a way to what makes it so
There's
that
still that 11% of the population that's scared to go out.
That for some reason, that 11% makes me want to punch my computer monitor. that some reason it went up 11% if they would support return of sports without fans and stands if players were kept in hotels and their contact with others were closely monitored.
Why are you worried about the players? Let the players worry about themselves.
If the players say no, you've said it from jump. If the players go, I don't feel comfortable,
then don't play.
Then someone else will. I'll go play.
Right.
If they throw a curveball on my knees are going to buckle, but hey,
right they are.
Hey, I'll take it. I'll go down with a backwards K.
Uh-huh.
Right.
And your daughter will yell at you for it, too.
Yeah, good for her, yeah.
Well, anyway, guys, that's why I wanted to check in on Front Street. You know, they are the oldest brew pub in Iowa, right there on the bank of the mighty Mississippi, serving Davenport since 1992. The restaurant is open at 208 East River Drive for all your carry-out food needs, and the tap room at the Freight House Complex is there for you to go in and fill up your growlers with some of that Davenport Gold, the Wise Guy at Raging River, or the oh-so-popular Cherry Bomb Blonde. Once again, check them out on Facebook for any specials they will be having, or visit the webpage at www.frontstreetbrew.com. Once again, the restaurant is at 208 East River Drive, and the tap room is in the Freight House Complex.
This is Coach A.C. Earl. Don't hassle us, we're local.
ESPN 1170 AM.
You're right on par in your M&M golf car.
M&M Golf Cars, your authorized Club Car dealer, invites you to check out the new Onward by Club Car. Onward's new all accessories personalize nearly every detail to fit your lifestyle. Customize yours at mmgolfcars.com. 0% financing for 48 months through the end of June. M&M Golf Cars, Bettendorf.
In your M&M golf car, M&M golf cars.
Escúchame, it is Dan Levata Show on ESPN Radio.
There's a great prank that Zach Lowe reported about Michael Carter Williams. The Sixers arrived at the allegedly haunted Pfister Hotel in Milwaukee. Carter Williams arranged with hotel staff to enter the room of each rookie before they could. He removed a vent, he inserted a walkie-talkie, and he sealed the vent shut. Carter Williams, in his room on the other end of the walkie-talkie, whispered menacing threats and nursery rhymes. And he watched the rookies react through baby monitors that he had concealed around the room. Put it on the poll, Guillermo, at Levitard Show, please. Scarier to hear in your haunted hotel. Menacing threats whispered or nursery rhymes?
The Dan Lebitard Show, 9 till noon on the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170 AM.
Sheedy Family Chiropractic is your choice for chiropractic care in the Quad Cities. Chronic problems, joint pain, or recent injury, don't let pain slow you down. Sheedy Family Chiropractic in Davenport can help decrease your pain and improve range of motion, keeping your busy life moving. Same-day appointments available most days for new patients and $20 sports physicals. Call today or visit SheedyChiro.com. That's SHEEDY Chiro.com. Sheedy Family Chiropractic, getting you back to work, play, and life.
At a time of personal loss, we each express our feeling in our own way. Whelan Presley Funeral Homes and Crematory recognize that no one service is right for everyone. That's why we offer various options for the most appropriate service, the most fitting farewell, and personalized attention to detail. Whelan Presley Funeral Homes and Crematory, Rock Island, Milan, Reynolds, and the Knox Chapel.
See, very intrigued by the Dan Le Batard Show on ESPN Radio.
I think steak is one of the most overrated foods. When people say, what's the meal you want, the best meal you can have, people say a good ribeye, a good New York strip, and I just think that those are overrated. And I'm always going to go maybe some seafood, some nice chicken dish. I just prefer that stuff over the steak.
I firmly disagree with that assessment.
I think most people would.
The most overrated food is lobster. It's the cockroach of the sea. That's right, I said it.
These are shocking things. All right, put it on the poll, Guillermo. Is steak overrated? Is lobster overrated? Do you eat the fat? Because Stugatz is saying the fat is the best thing. I don't think a lot of people think the fat is the best thing. Do they?
It's so good. Like, you ever just grill a ribeye and at the very end on the edges, there's that fatty part of it. It is
right in the garbage.
right off the right in the garbage. I'm going to throw you in the garbage. What's the matter with you?
The Dan Lebitard Show, 9 till noon on the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170 AM.
These are uncertain times, but we at First Midwest Bank remain strong, remain committed to our clients, to our communities. And we want those who are uncertain in these uncertain times to know that even though we currently all need to stay apart, we are all in this together. First Midwest Bank. To learn more about how we're helping our clients adjust through this difficult period, visit firstmidwest.com. Member FDIC.
Local talk. You found it. Don't hassle us. We're local. Noon till 2 on the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170 AM.
Welcome back to ESPN 1170's Don't Hassle Us, We're Local. Quad City's only sports talk radio show.
That's right.
It's Monday, May the 4th. Currently 58 degrees out.
Balmy, if you will.
Heard someone earlier today say, like, it's supposed to rain. And the reply after that was, we need it. No, we don't. No, right now, we don't need it. You need it in, like, late July. You know, that's just small talk.
Yeah.
When someone's like, oh, we need the rain.
Rain's
No, you
fine.
don't.
The ground is very saturated.
Before we went to break, we talked about how ESPN did a survey. And by the majority of sports fans said that they're in favor of watching televised sports. That's a no-brainer. I think it's going to do great for television revenue when that happens. I think it's important. And I think maybe we should play games a little bit earlier than we did before. That's all. Just to put this into perspective when it comes down to baseball and sports in general, it's been 54 days since we last had sports in this country. It's been 187 days since we last had baseball. We are closing in on the longest record of all time without baseball, and that was the 257 days during the 1994-1995 strike. We are 70 days away. I'm asking you this, T-Roy, while you're doing math.
I'm listening, I promise.
70 days away till we have baseball.
Good Lord.
Do we break that record or not? If they want to come back in mid-July.
So we're talking, we have to wait till mid-July now?
Well, into June, July, or whatever else. And so and MLB's looking at some ways to come back. Apparently, the owners at MLB is sitting there saying that they're about an 80-game schedule. I told you yesterday that it had to be like 138. Last week that it had to be 138. Maybe the TV revenue deals aren't the same as they are for the NBA. I don't know. Again, I told you about the 94-95 strike. There were past stoppages or near stoppages that had happened. Obviously, World War I
That's one we don't talk about much.
Yeah. It was a shortened but saved season that year. You have World War II. And then you have the September 11th, after September 11th, 2001. We suspended play for a while. So it's one of those things. It's been a while. I don't know if the Korean baseball thing is going to do it or not. Over the weekend, they announced that they're not having a Little League World Series. But that doesn't mean that Little League is canceled. I know Doxy wrote something up in the Quad City Times not too long ago. I think it was last week about all the people, all the different local Little Leagues and how they wanted to continue to play, and how once they get the okay, they're going to try to get up and running. College World Series was postponed this year. That began in 1947. So it's just getting to be to the point where I don't know how to even figure out what this all looks like and whatnot, but I'm fine with. It'll be weird with people in the stands, but I guess we'll find out with UFC this weekend. It'll be our first look without fans in the stands, right?
Right.
In UFC, that'll be a little bit different the way they're doing that. It just feel different. I know when we talked to Muhammad, a friend of the show, he said that he's just going to go out there and fight. It's not that big of a deal to him, but I thought maybe it was a little bit different. I want to remind everybody about that we talked about The Last Dance. I made a plea for Luka to come back to the University of Iowa. Feel free to tweet at him, tell him to win a gold medal. We'll get to that more. And also, we started off the show talking about something that we didn't see coming at all for The Last Dance was the Kobe Bryant part of it. And it was great how they do the whole idea of big brother, little brother. But, I mean, obviously there was still push back and forth because of the competitive nature the two guys are. And then finally, I did talk to you, say, about Major League Baseball, and they had a plan. They're trying to come up with a plan. How's that?
Right.
And we talked about the Arizona plan that would all have all 30 teams in Arizona, but we said that was kind of weird. The sequestered players kind of pushed back. According to Mark Tompkin of the Tampa Bay Times, he's got some ideas of what he's reporting on the latest updates of MLB plans regarding the resumption of play. The preferred plan is starting the season in late June, early July. So when I said July 15th, at late June, early July. With as many teams as possible starting in their home parks. So the Major League Baseball wants them to play at their home parks. You with me?
Uh-huh.
The league still wants the teams to compete in their regular divisions with an abbreviated schedule of at least 80 games. So we can throw out that 3-division, 10-team thing that someone writes about. Then we all get to dissect for 2 days. And then come back and say, and then MLB goes, no, that's not what we're doing. And everyone goes, what? And then we come back with something else. Like I said, the previously discussed alternative plans are looking less and less likely, but options are still on the table. Meaning they don't think they have all the list of everything, but they're trying, and they're trying to come up with plans. Also over the weekend, the Red Rockets got a new home.
Dallas Cowboys.
How about them Cowboys? 1 year, $7 million.
Okay. Yeah.
What
did I text you back? What did I text you back when you said it to me?
You said building championships. Yep.
You got to have a decent backup.
So obviously we said that my brother's a Patriot fan. I said from the beginning Andy Dalton will be a Patriot. He's not. Then I hear this interesting thing about Jarrett Stidham and the quarterback of the Patriots, the now quarterback.
He's like he was in the system already, correct?
Yeah. The Patriots are fine on him, and they should be.
Okay.
He was considered at the time the #1 recruit coming out of Texas. You know Texas high school football, right? Ever heard of it?
Yeah, pretty easy.
The #1 committed to Texas Tech when Cliff Kingsbury was at his game. Was a visitor at the Baylor Texas Tech game when Patrick Mahomes was a freshman and threw for like 450 yards.
Okay.
Said, this isn't going to work out. That guy's really good. Decommitted. Committed to Baylor. Art Briles was an alumni of his high school that Jarrett went to. We all know what happened to Baylor after that. It went. Then he went to Auburn, had a cup of coffee there. Then he gets in the system. So he's kind of he's legit. Like he's got skills. He's Taysom Hill and a little bit better. I'm telling you.
Okay.
He's going to make people forget about Taysom Hill.
What about Tom Brady?
Tom is down at. They're not going to ever forget about TB12.
Okay.
But they're going to make the people who
What if they go 14-2?
No, it's still not going to. You're never
What do
going to
you
forget about it. Listen to me. I'm just saying. For at the end of the year, when everyone was like, Taysom Hill is this great guy, this great quarterback, the future.
You're saying it's Stidham?
Stidham.
Stidham.
Jarrett is going to be. I think he's going to be just fine.
Jarrett Stidham.
Jarrett. He needs a better name. There's no doubt about it. Jay Stid the kid. Not Jarrett. Sorry. But I have faith in this. I texted my brother.
Chip talk you into
no,
being
no, I did it. I texted him. I said, dude, I just listened to his story. I'm in. This guy's going to be a stud.
Okay.
The Patriots didn't draft anybody. They didn't. A quarterback. They know what they're doing. This guy is legit.
I always said that they're playing chess and everybody else is playing checkers.
So
see, that means now pull up their draft then.
Okay.
If you can.
I can.
Because that makes me interested in what they did even more now.
They went defense with their
Which
first
is
2 picks.
fine.
I know that. Well, I mean,
I wonder. Because if he's not Brady, what can he do with that receiving core? What did they do to upgrade at receiving?
yeah, that's the other problem. Doesn't really have weapons, does he?
No.
They went edge, round 2 and 3, from Michigan, Josh Huch, and then Anthony Jennings. Then they went tight end.
Which tight end?
Devin Asay from UCLA.
Okay, yeah.
Then they went tight end again. Dalton Keene from Virginia Tech.
Okay.
Let's see here. But as far as weapons, I don't think they went too much in it. Then they went with that place kicker who's got some baggage. He's got in the 5th round. I don't know why they went with that, but he's got some baggage. He's got some interesting tattoos. And they went guard from Michigan with the 182 overall pick. Then went offensive tackle, linebacker, center. Still haven't upgraded anywhere. Oh, I'm sorry, did I say edge out? They went safety first overall with the 37th pick with Kyle Duggar. So,
All right.
Huh.
Well, we'll see what happens.
Well, I'm not saying they're going to win the East. I don't believe that at all.
You don't?
No. But
would you be surprised? I remember
I wouldn't be surprised. So, and also other news, speaking of the AFC East, RIP to Coach Don Shula. He's a
Yeah, and that'll get us on to our next topic.
You want to do Mount Rushmore?
I think so. I think
Of
we
what?
have to.
All right.
We'll start with NFL coaches.
Mount Rushmore of NFL coaches.
All right, it's Lombardi first.
Mount Rushmore.
The award's named after him.
Okay.
Just saying, the trophy, I should say, is named after him.
Fair point. So he gets to go.
I would have to say Papa Bear Hollis.
So bring on Atlanta. Bring on Dallas. This is for Mike and Papa Bear Hallis. I'm not here to feathers ruffle. I just came to do the Super Bowl shuffle. All right. This is a good. This is now.
See, now it gets argumentative.
Well, yeah, you got Walsh, Shula.
You got Walsh. You got Shula. You got Landry.
Riggs.
No. Who's the guy for the Steelers?
Tomlin?
No.
No?
In the 70s.
Chuck Noll?
Chuck Noll.
Why is Tomlin not going to be on listed?
Because he didn't win as many as Noll did. That's why. I don't think. I think Joe Gibbs.
No, probably. Well, he won a couple, right?
Yeah, but that'd be like me saying
Parcells. Does he get
Jimmy
mentioned
Johnson? I don't think. Yeah, Parcells. I think gets mentioned in that.
Belichick gets mentioned.
I think Belichick is for sure in.
He's on. He's on.
Yes, he's on. Belichick is on.
So who's the fourth one on the Mount Rushmore? Of
Who's
NFL
fourth?
coaches? He did lead him to the only undefeated team. Shula did. But Bill Walsh's system changed the NFL.
Walsh's sister and Landry had an incredible run, Jay. An
Mhm.
incredible run in Dallas. I would say just throw Shula on. He does have the only undefeated season.
Yeah, and he's got
Period.
like the most wins in the decade
I
of
mean,
the
the,
80s.
and the rest of the guys are going to be like, you know what?
You know what I'm
Shula
saying?
was great. Yeah.
He's got the most wins in the decade of the 80s. Longevity's there. That's a good one.
I would have to say Shula. You can't ignore that.
Okay, I like I said, I posted something out there, right?
Yeah.
Top on the Mount Rushmore. We'll go off.
NFL coaches.
Okay,
Got it.
I like this one from Erickson.
All right.
Mount Rushmore, Michael Jordan teammates.
Rushmore of his teammates?
Yes, of his teammates. Obviously, Pip is the one.
Pip's one.
Pip's one. Now, now here's the deal. Does the dream team count? Or are we just going as professional, not...
Well, that's the thing. Do I get
or
to
is
pick?
it-
Do I
do you
get
get to pick from
college?
UNC? Because you could have, yeah.
Because I'll take James Worthy.
Well, Worthy's got it. I think that gets to go. But let's...
No, I'd say, well, it's Bulls. Let's just say Bulls teammates.
Let's Bulls teammates.
Let's make it simple. Or not simple, but at least narrow it down.
Yeah. Well, then it's got to be Horace. No?
Rodman.
Oh, well, Rodman gets on there. Yeah, he said that was the smartest player he's ever been. The smartest teammate he ever had. Whereas Pippen's is the best teammate he ever had. He said Rodman's the smartest teammate he ever had. So then you have to. But then you still. I mean, now you're just gonna throw out a list of 4 to 5 names, and you have to pick one. You're gonna go Kerr, Paxson, Horace, BJ, Tony, Harper, Bobby Hansen. There's 7 right there.
All right, I'm going to have to go.
Cartwright, Will Perdue. He punched him as well. He punched Will Perdue.
Well, he has a punchable face. Man, this is hard, but I'm going to have to say yes to Horace. And then it right there. Then from there, it's either Tony or who did you say last? He was on the second team as well. Harper. It's either Tony or Harper.
Charles Oakley was his boy.
His boy, but that was
And he got he was sent away before that for the run started.
For the run.
So what did you put up there?
I got Pippen, Rodman, Horace. I'm gonna.
It's so strange after this. Tony is like an afterthought. You wouldn't put that on there.
I would have to say Ron Harper. Ron
I
Harper
think
played
I think it would be Harp.
I think Harper is the guy because Harper played a lot of positions and did a lot defensively for that team that we just kind of forget.
And that's the thing.
Where
Jordan
Kukoc wasn't great defense.
You can sit there and have Krause do whatever else, and he's the GM. Jordan would, he knew who to put in there. If Harper's the guy that said I could have shut him down against the Cavs, and the coach said put Craig Elo on him instead, and Harper said, man, whatever, because he said he shut him down, defensively. So yeah,
I say Harper.
I'm fine with that. Pippen, Rodman, Horace,
Harper. There you go.
Do you remember when they did you last night on the Last Dance when they met him at half court? A couple of things from the Last Dance. Met him at half court. You remember this guy, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he used to make class when he played with us.
Yeah, when he used to be see him in the championships when he played with us. They go back for the one game, and Jordan says, "I only brought one suit." Yeah, that's tough. Don't tell me that you
He
can't.
walks
Tell
in
me.
the room.
Yep.
I don't know about y'all.
Yep.
Bringing one suit.
Yep. I did like Larry Bird as the coach of the 98 All-Star game because at the time the Pacers had the #1 record in the Eastern Conference. So Bird was the coach. And he goes, well, while we're here, might as well win. Love it. That shit. I mean, stuff like that. That's a movie quote that you're just like, dude, that's tough, I'm all out of bubble gum. Stuff like that. Came here to kick ass and chew bubble gum. Looks like I'm all out of bubble gum. So,
all right, what else we got? Anybody out there need suggestions?
Yeah, I'm going to stick with these, with Erickson as well on this. Local craft brew.
Local craft brew. Well, French Cherry Bomb Blonde, hands down.
It's out south.
Are we picking out the brewery or the beer?
Do you have a certain beer that you can name off the top of it or whatever else?
Right.
Because
Let's just do a beer from the top 4 beers.
That's
not
what I'm
breweries.
thinking about. Yeah.
Yeah. So I say Cherry Bon Blanc.
Yes, that's by far we know that.
By far the number 1 seller, I would say.
Yes, by local ones.
And
yeah.
then Uncommon Stout.
Uncommon
is
Stout
probably
gets
right,
on there.
Right
Uncommon
behind
gets
it.
on there.
I mean, right behind it.
Is there anything out there that is just you got to have on though, like on tap locally?
Well, I'm trying to think. There's a couple good things from Crawford.
The Get Off My Lawn IPA.
But I'll tell you, if you really want to have one, then and this is one that people don't really think about or know about or whatever else. It's basically anything from Adventurous Brewing. From Chris, but if you can get it and if he has it out, I'm gonna tell you right now, his Cucumber Pale Ale.
Adventurous Brewing Cucumber Pale Ale. Why?
Jade, it's the greatest thing I've ever tasted.
Seriously.
And I don't like pale ales. It's a beautiful glass of beer.
Where can we get this?
Well, you gotta beg Chris.
We asked him to come on studio.
Well, I mean, Chris is all right, so he has his brewery, but he also has a job.
Yeah.
So he gets to brew when he's not doing his job.
Uh-huh.
So the things you get from Chris are when Chris has time.
Okay. Adventurous Brewery.
I mean, if we can if there's any brewery that we can make bigger in this town that I want to help out more, it's Chris.
Okay.
Because if he can get to the point where he can just brew, then the man's a genius. I mean, he does not make anything he comes up with is not bad. But I'm telling you now, of the things I've tried of his, the Cucumber Pale Ale was the greatest thing I ever had.
Now, unfortunately, Bill Rye, the hazy guy, that Front Street did, that I said is up there with Color TV.
Yeah.
It's a West Coast type of IPA. But it's so brand new. I'm saying it by my own standards, though.
Yeah, and I haven't had it yet, and I'm not saying it. So but we're trying to spread the love a little bit here
yes,
too.
Yes,
yeah. We lost Great River.
Yeah. Shame. A year ago. Thanks for that reminder.
I really haven't had. Sorry, God, I didn't mean to bring us down.
Not you. No, not you. I'm talking about the news. A year ago.
I haven't. Personally, I haven't had anything from Wake, so I can't talk about it.
Yeah, you know what? That's when Lavora would be the best to talk to about this. Lavora, you know what? We'll text him break and we'll say like, hey, give us your Mount Rushmore of crap beers.
I would still say Mincery Night from out in LeClaire.
Okay. Gotcha.
It's a mint stout, mint chocolate stout.
All right.
That one sticks out to me as
one that's pretty I'll reach out to him.
Yeah.
Right. Is Andy Dalton on the Mount Rushmore of Cowboy backups?
Well, Danny White's number one on that, obviously.
He spent his first 9 seasons as a Cowboys starting punter and was also listed as QB2 before replacing Roger Staubach in 1980.
All right, it's going to go Danny White.
Roger Staubach was a backup, by the way, at one point.
And then it's Staubach.
Yep.
And then it's Romo.
Romo was a backup. He took over for Drew Bledsoe.
And then who backed up Troy Aikman? And
Bernie Kosar. Craig Morton. After being drafted 5th overall in 1965, Morton spent 4 seasons behind Don Meredith in Dallas before taking over and leading the Cowboys to an 18-5-1 record during his first 2 seasons as a starter. After Staubach took over, Morton spent another 3 years on the Dallas bench before heading to the Broncos for a late career resurgence. I think Craig Morton, someone I've never heard of before in my life.
I've heard of him.
Gets on there. Congratulations. Welcome to the Mount Rushmore Cowboys backups. But Andy Dalton is not going to... Hey... Keep his seat warm, Craig. Dalton's coming for it.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, Dalton's coming for it, buddy.
If he sniffs a start this year, I'll be surprised.
Top 4 Mount Rushmore Quad City style pizzas. Or is it just Quad City Pizza Place? Quad City Pizza Places.
Vans.
There you go. It's going to go Vans, Happy Joe. And then no particular order. Happy Joe's.
Vans, Happy Joe's.
Harris. And then you got a spot for...
Is there any other one that sticks out?
No. That pizza shack I ate for 3 days was pretty good.
I know.
I'm not going to lie. There's got to be some other places out there.
Just trying to think if there's something I'm forgetting.
Sports Fans is right up there, too.
Sports Fans is up there. But like when you think of Quad City style, you're thinking Harris.
I'm not doing Quad City style. It's just
but
Quad City
I know.
pizza
But
places,
once I
if you
say
wanna break
Harris,
down.
I kind of eliminate all the other Quad City style ones in my head.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to think, is there another one out there that doesn't necessarily go Quad City style, but they make a good pie?
Okay.
Vans is the thin crust. Happy Joe's is their own little thing.
Yeah. Happy Joe's is their own little thing, yeah. Gotta find something.
Let's go Pizza Shack. Screw
Pizza
it.
Shack.
All right. Because it was really good, by the way.
It was very, very good.
All right.
Our friend Brad says, Mount Rushmore, biggest NFL busts.
Oh, Ryan Leaf.
1.
Tony Mandarich.
2. Jamarcus Russell.
And who was the running back from Nebraska?
Lawrence Phillips.
Yep, Phillips.
That's pretty easy.
Yeah, that wasn't hard at all.
That's pretty easy. Yeah.
Anybody else?
Yeah, we're gonna come back more. It's Mount Rushmore Monday, but we're gonna have to take a break.
Oh, we do?
Yeah. So
Why?
if you guys have any other, I've
I
got a
wanna keep
list
talking.
here on our post. But if you guys have anything out there on the
Like
Heritage
other
Club
Quad
Facebook
Cities
comment
talk
thread,
shows, I like to keep talking.
I know. I wish we had a library of music to give us a break, but we just don't. So
They erased our library?
Yeah. Erickson does say in honor. He mentioned too in honor. How about we also do let's do the Mount Rushmore of the Miami Dolphins.
Okay.
We'll do a Mount Rushmore of your Dallas Cowboys.
Oh boy.
We'll do a Mount Rushmore of my Minnesota Twins. We'll do a Mount Rushmore of the Cubs.
Okay.
All right.
Holy cow, let us tell you about Bayside Bistro in the village of East Davenport. They're not your ordinary sandwich shop. You're not going to find deli meat on their menu. They only use fresh ingredients and orders are made from scratch. From paninis like the Bayside Po' Boy to the roasted beet and green bean salad, Bayside Bistro has an incredible menu that specializes in deliciousness. Don't forget about their smoothies and fresh juices as well, and also their incredible dinner entrees. Don't take our word for it, Quad Cities. Check out their Facebook page and read over 500 recommendations from guests. Stop by Bayside Bistro today at 1105 Christie Street in the East Village of Davenport.
Woo! You like that? You like that? Give me a hell yeah! I said give me a hell yeah!
This is Tyson Blazer, and you're listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local on ESPN 1170 AM.
These are uncertain times, but we at First Midwest Bank remain strong, remain committed to our clients, to our communities. And we want those who are uncertain in these uncertain times to know that even though we currently all need to stay apart, we are all in this together. First Midwest Bank. To learn more about how we're helping our clients adjust through this difficult period, visit firstmidwest.com. Member FDIC.
Oye, amigo, it is the Dan Levatar Show on ESPN Radio.
How much more are you using your phone as a phone than you ever have?
The most. I'm not getting a lot of text, which is great. I'm not using it for email because I'm not getting a ton of email. I am actually dialing numbers, putting it up to my ear, and speaking into it. It's been weird.
The Dan Le Batard Show, 9 till noon on the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170 AM.
A hailstorm is never good news for your home, especially your roof. Recent ping pong to golf ball sized hail hit the Quad Cities. This type of hail can cause catastrophic damage to your home's exterior. Even new roofs can be affected. Don't wait. Call All Major Restoration today. A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, All Major will walk you through the entire process, from filing an insurance claim through construction. Call the experts at All Major Restoration for your free storm damage inspection. 563-322-0060. Se habla español.
By sheltering in place, the only way to see your friends, loved ones, and favorite locations is with those memories captured from your camera. By visiting thecameracorner.com, you can print them from home, your smartphone, or virtually anywhere. Print your pictures at thecameracorner.com using the promo code PRINT30 and save 30% when you pay online. That's right, 30% savings on your online printing. Curbside pickups available too. Just call when you arrive. Your memories begin with a visit to thecameracorner.com or at the corner of Eastern and Kimberly Road, Davenport. Capture a memory today.
Escúchame, it is the Dan Levatar Show on ESPN Radio.
Brooks Koepka put up a picture yesterday of a steak with asparagus. And then Christian Smith sees this photograph and says, meanwhile, People can't make their bills, but it's so nice you have an expensive dinner. Christian Smith doubles down with tone deaf. And Brooks Koepka comes back at him with, what have you done to help, big guy? And then here's the third person entering the mix. Scott Van Pelt makes an appearance and says, the guy is having a steak. You're really doing this? Why are people like this? It's such a good question. Why are people like this? Guillermo put it on the poll at Levitarn Show. Why are people like this? Yes or no?
I think it's the asparagus. I mean,
The Dan Levitarn Show, 9 till noon on the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170 AM.
Big Brothers Big Sisters is in need of plant sale volunteers Wednesday, May 6th through Friday, May 8th. Now is a great time to volunteer for a 3-hour shift to load deliveries into cars or be a delivery driver dropping off flower orders on customers' porches. This is a great way to support one-to-one youth mentoring in the Quad Cities. Social distancing will be in practice during this event. To volunteer, go to plantsale.org and click to volunteer.
From the Sheedy Family Chiropractic Studios, this is the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170 AM, KBOB, Davenport.
Hey, it's a beautiful Monday.
Yeah. Hey. All right, so looking at all kinds of categories, looking at things. It's a Mount Rushmore Monday. It's always fun. It's always, these are the type of conversations. If anything about our show, if you're brand new or you're a historian of it, you know that these are the conversations that you have at happy hour. Well, when we used to have happy hour. Remember that? Do you remember that, T-Ray?
It's a long time ago.
It was fun. Like you'd got, hey, Bill, hey, you know. You had
turn on Marty's bat light, and he would just automatically show up at Pines.
Yeah, you know. Yeah. And then you got your, again, the guys that I miss, like your Mike McCarthy's, who look like upper middle management. Like to sit down, ask if you have any IPAs on draft, and then order a Blue Moon. And then get to ask everybody if they're working hard or hardly working. Miss happy hour. Anyway, conversation that you have a happy hour. One that comes up quite a bit is the Mount Rushmore. I don't know. Woke up today and said I'm gonna have a Mount Rushmore Monday. It's pretty much how the show goes. Who knows where we're going next? Who knows what the topic's gonna be?
Crazy if we're lucky about it. Crazy if we're lucky.
Crazy if we're lucky.
All right, what do we got? What's the next category?
Let's do the greatest Miami Dolphins of all time.
Marino.
Yep.
Zonka.
Yeah. I'm at a loss after this.
Well, you got Jason Taylor.
He's got to be. He's in the hall.
Yeah.
Mark Duper.
That's
a good name.
I was thinking Greasy.
Okay. Yeah.
Or does Shula get it? Is it player or coach?
Shula. Okay.
Can you get coach on there too, or just the only players?
Yeah, you kind of have. Well, let's just say instead of Mount Rushmore, we're calling this Mount Shula. All right. It's named after him. He's not on it though. All right.
All right. So it's all right. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Mount Shula for the Dolphins.
Yes. I think it's Greasy.
Yeah, I think it's.
I mean the single bar helmet. That's tight.
Yeah.
Can we do a video where I just wear a single helmet with a single bar? I mean, obviously we did a video where we just wore bow ties, but
I
just want to rock a old school helmet.
Hell of a.
All right. This is a tough one.
Okay.
Do your Cowboys Mount Rushmore.
Boy, this is really, really tough. You got a lot of Hall of Famers, Jay.
Uh-huh. They're not America's team for nothing, buddy.
Oh, man, this is really tough.
Emmett's on there.
Yeah, Emmett's on there. He's the all-time leading rusher. No coaches.
No coaches. We're doing Cowboys players.
The original Captain America's on there, Staubach.
The original Captain America.
Aikman's on there. He won 3.
Aikman's on the Mount Rushmore.
It's tough from there. It gets really tough from there. I mean, you got so many great receivers. I mean, Dez Bryant's on the Mount Rushmore?
No,
I'm just saying he's arguable. He really is. I think he holds
Okay.
the all-time receiving record. All the all-time receiving records are held by Dez. Romo holds all the all-time passing records.
He does?
Yes. But I have to go with this. I'm sorry. You got to go with Tony Dorsett.
Oh, interesting.
I just think you got to go with Dorsett.
And why is that?
He held the record, and he's tied for it still. 99 yards, longest touchdown from scrimmage, 99 yards.
I will
Monday
say
Night
this.
Football.
At a time...
And Dorsett is still in the top 10 all-time rushing.
At a time when there was only a few NFL games on, and the Cowboys were on quite a bit. And the only other way you saw Dallas was at the beginning of the actual show, Dallas, when they showed the opening of it, so God could look down upon his favorite team.
Mm-hmm.
Tony Dorsett made a lot of fans that were older than me. So when I tell the story, and this goes back to when I say to people, the conversation is, well, why are you a fan of them? It's never, why are you a fan of them? That's terrible. Brr, 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 brr. It's why are you a fan? Because I'm interested because, again, I always say about 9 or 10 years old, you make that decision on your own where you're going to be. You no longer have to do the Oedipus conflict and do what your dad does. And I remember being younger and the grade above me, so I would have been 8, 9, I was in second grade, and the grade above me all loved Tony Dorsett and Danny White. And I remember being in the schoolyard being like, why? That's when I was like, why are you a fan? Now I just like to think, so when you do a lot of things, like if you run into a Denver Bronco fan, right? A lot of times I'm like, okay, you were born like probably around like 86. And they're like, right around there, why? And I'm like, oh, they won their titles like 97. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
96, 97.
Now, you can also say this. I just named 4 offensive players.
You can do an offense and, yeah.
I could do defensive, too.
Well, defensively, it would be Dion.
You'd go Too Tall Jones.
Oh, yeah.
You'd go Randy White.
Okay. No relation to Danny.
No relation to Danny. You would go Dion. You would go Prime.
Absolutely.
And then from there, you'd almost have to go Charles Haley.
Okay.
Or you could go DeMarcus Ware.
No. It's got to soak in for a while. It's too soon.
All right, Haley won 2 Super Bowls.
I'd be fine with that. Do they have any? It doesn't matter what position, but do they have any linebackers that stand out?
Well, Randy White was a linebacker.
So yeah, I think
Haley's Randy
a good one.
White. You know.
Yeah. Just overall, we'll brainstorm this. It won't take long. The Bears, Walter Payton, Mike Singletary.
Yeah, Payton.
Singletary,
Yes.
Butkus, Gale Sayers.
Yeah.
It's done.
Done.
Green Bay Packers. Star, Favre, Rodgers.
Oh, God, you're going too fast. Hold on. Star, Favre, Rodgers.
Erickson rounded it out. He said super easy, yeah. Hornung, though, on there as well, but it should be Reggie White, right? For the Packers?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it should go Star, Favre, Rodgers, Reggie White for the Packers.
Yeah.
Vikings. Vikings. It's Randy Moss. Fran Tarkenton.
Yes.
It's Herschel Walker. No, it's not.
Tarek. Chris Carter.
Chris Carter, and then John Randall.
Yeah.
He went from like undrafted to like all pro.
Right.
Yeah, I would say for the Vikings that's a good one. Fran Tarkenton, Randy Moss, Chris Carter, John Randall.
Well, there were some other guys we're forgetting on that Purple People Eater defense too.
Yeah,
but
that would be a time. That would be more of a.
Well, I can't think of all the names. I was pretty little, and I wasn't a Viking fan, so I can't tell you all the names.
Chicago Cubs.
All right. Well, it's Ernie. You gotta go, Mr. Cub.
Yep.
So you got Banks.
Okay.
Who died when we were on our way to Chicago?
Oh yeah, that's
Remember
right.
that?
I do.
Yep. Banks. Billy Williams.
I have his rookie card, by the way.
Rhino.
This is a tough one.
Rhino.
Yeah.
Well, you know who I'm going to say.
You're going to say Andre Dawson.
Yes.
You're forgetting Andre Dawson. You're not forgetting
But
Andre
you're
Dawson.
forgetting Fergie Jensen.
You're forgetting Fergie. You're forgetting Ron Santo. You're forgetting Mark Grace, who led the 90s in hits that year.
I know.
He's the only person to lead their
I'll listen to every other argument. But you
in
know I
decade.
love Andre Dawson.
I believe Hawk would be there. Hawk won an MVP. That's it's got to be
The
up
first
there.
three are there. The first three are there.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go Gracie with you.
No, I Gracie is not in the hall, and he didn't win an MVP. Dawson did.
Okay,
I'm
so-
sorry. That's
all
and
right.
Gracie and Dawson. Even though he started his career in Montreal, you still know him as a Cub. We also know Gracie won a World Series as a Diamondback, not as a Cub.
Okay.
Who
Who was the other argument that we had in the Fergie?
Maddox get to go on there? No, I'm sorry.
Didn't Fergie have the all-time wins as a Cub?
Yeah, I think so. Cap Anson, yeah. I mean, Ezra said that he's seventh-ish or whatever else, all time in RBIs. Is what he's saying on the Heritage Club's Facebook comment thread. I get that. It's just one of those things. That's kind of like, I get it, but sometimes our eyeballs, our age, is where it is instead of being a historian of the game. That's where you. I mean, this is not where something where you're like, this. So like 15 years ago, you would go no. 15 years ago, you'd go no way. This day and age, if this is happy hour, then people pull up their phone, Google it, and they're like, look. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. 15 years ago, you're like, Cap Anson. You're not going on that Mount Rushmore.
I just think back to the only reason I think back of Hawk is 47 home runs in 87, right? 87 or 88. I think it was 87.
87.
I mean, that was huge.
Yeah.
I mean, that was at that point there hadn't been the 47 home run.
Is that the same year he got plunked in the face by Eric Shaw?
I think so.
Okay.
I'm just saying, at that point, you hadn't seen that many home runs in a season in a while.
Ooh, and this came in from Erickson on the Harrington's Pub Facebook comment thread. Chris Bryant, MVP, check. World Series, check. Ooh. It's so brand new. And he should be on there. He makes a criteria.
His eyes make it. He's on it.
He's on it. Look at that coming through with the steal.
Oh, man. I can't believe we weren't thinking of a present.
It's
hard, though. You're right. It's hard to throw a guy. But
now that all changes if you do play. You take out players.
If you take out player, yeah.
You add everybody. Harry goes on there, and then Theo's going to be on, too.
Oh, yeah.
Theo's going to get into the Hall of Fame on two different ways. Yeah. Red Sox and the Cubs. Yeah. The Twins are easy for me. I thought about it on the way here. It took me about 12 seconds.
What do you got?
Goes Kirby.
Okay.
Killebrew.
Yep.
Joe. And then the fourth one was the one I was kind of like, I don't know.
Carew?
It's Carew. And I would have said, it's Carew. And I don't know why I didn't even think about it. I would have argued before you just said that it was going to be T-Nuts, Torrey Hunter, but it's Carew. You're right.
It's definitely Carew.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah. What about your boy, though? You didn't have your boy on there.
What?
Yeah, right.
What?
Your boy. Yeah, right.
Oh, he's never. Cuddy's never. Cuddy's making a list. Cuddy's making a list of if we do the. Yeah, Cuddy's making the list if we do the.
All-time jerks.
Yeah.
All-time jerks that tried to call Jay out for his BS.
Yeah, who's the guy? I can't believe I'm forgetting this. Easer Ace, help me out there. He's on the Heritage Pub Facebook commenter. Who's the guy we used to make fun of all the time on Twitter?
Oh, Brett, the second baseman.
Chase Utley. If he's on the Chase Utley, Mount Chase Utley. That's where he gets to go. Guys I don't like. Okay, here's the deal. He's not on the list. And sorry, Easer Ace, he is one hell of a hitter. Biggest a-holes in sports history, Mount Rushmore.
Who's
no, I'm just saying Easer Ace is a Giants fan. I'm not saying that. I'm apologizing ahead of time. Barry Bonds gets to go on the biggest a-holes, right, of Mount Rushmore in sports history.
In sports history?
Or... And I guess it's all subjective because of how people reported it.
Why don't we break it down and just go like biggest a-holes in baseball and then biggest a-holes in football and then we'll get we'll get to the
Okay.
So you're saying
So at basketball, okay, this
all right, but Bonds isn't even number one of the biggest a-holes in baseball history. We all know who it is.
Who? Oh, it's Ty Cobb.
Yes.
Yeah, none of us can see some bitch between his legs. We told him to stick it. We can do best baseball movies too for the Mount Rushmore. But yeah, Ty Cobb gets to go on there.
And then you just got to start thinking of real red asses.
Well, then
I'm going Goose Gossage.
Oh yeah, he's bad.
Yes.
God, Schilling gets a nomination there too, doesn't he? John Rocker's good. Albert Bell.
See, I would say either Albert Bell or John Rocker.
John Rocker gets to go on there. I mean, anytime you're quoting all that stuff about the New York subways and what's on there. Like, I don't even know if Bonds, he might be misunderstood. Like, Jeff Kent might be before Bonds.
That's kind of what I was thinking here. You started throwing, when you said Albert Bell, I mean, Bonds was just a prick to the media.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm taking Bonds off. We're putting Albert Bell on for sure.
Does Roberto Alomar get a go, or is he just misunderstood for one situation?
Spit on one umpire.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Yeah. Schilling gets his nomination, though.
See, Schilling doesn't bother me. It's all his politics.
Roger Clemens.
Yeah.
I mean, he's overall, he's not a good teammate.
And he was a red ass, threw the bat at, what's his face?
He threw the bat at Giambi.
Yeah.
He made his wife take the fall for his steroids.
He threw it at, not at Giambi, he threw it at Mike Piazza.
Mike Piazza, sorry. Piazza Giambi.
Yeah, they all use steroids.
It's Piazza, yeah. He made his wife take the fall for her steroids.
Oh, God.
In base,
yeah, he's taking Gossage off.
He's
taking Gossage off. Clemens is on.
Yeah, he's going on there. The only thing he did was just stick it to the Red Sox by winning the Cy Young for the Toronto Blue Jays.
Yeah.
In basketball.
All right. We're talking NBA.
Yes, NBA. Is this the Mount Red Ass? Is that what you called it?
Red Ass.
It was a Red Ass.
Lambeer is on there. Rodman.
Yeah. Pewee gets a nomination.
Who was the other guy that used to? Well, nowadays it has to be what's his face from Golden State.
Draymond Green.
Green.
I don't want to rub it in. I don't want to pour salt on the wound. But is it Isaiah?
Well, I'm telling you, they're
Ron Artest.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I want to say like Meta World Peace is misunderstood, but no, he gets it.
There you go, right there. Lambeer, Rodman, Green, Artest. But the thing is, I love Rodman. He's the a-hole I'd hang out with. But he was an a-hole on the court.
Yeah.
But he did it to get under your skin.
Yes.
He knew everything about his game was mental.
I still say the hell idea that I need a vacation in the middle of a season is not a very good teammate. Sorry. And I'm just misunderstood. People don't get me is dumb to me.
No, that's fine.
Yeah, you just don't get me. I'm an introvert, and people don't get me, and I need to do all these things.
All
cool, though. I like it. I like the whole, it's kamikaze time. It's time to blow your mind. It's kamikaze time.
MLB, NBA. All right. NFL.
NFL. The red ass.
The all-time mean people. Just dirty players. Well, Dominic Sue.
Yeah.
He stomped how many different people?
Yes. What about again? I these type of things like I don't know as much, but Youngblood, Jack Youngblood. Yeah. I just know that he hit hard. That's all.
We'll throw him on and just to see.
Okay.
If we get any other ones. Well, and I'm thinking a-hole here too, right?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Cutler.
Smoking Jay, he gets nominated.
I mean, come on, he's like talking snot to
Yeah,
Elway, saying he's got a better arm than Elway. Never won a Super Bowl.
I like Kyle and Israel's both got in there. Ooh, now we're
Who do we got?
Now we're cooking, guys. Definitely Richie Incognito gets to get on.
Oh yes.
I mean, he wanted to cut off his father's head.
Oh, and he's so in.
And he threatened his entire family at a funeral.
He threatens everybody.
He's
probably on his way to this show right now to kill us.
I know. Lyle Alzado, I think he's just more of a guy that he took steroids and
just died early. I think we could throw him on there and see where it goes.
We'll take a look. Miles Garrett, he's a fresh one, but he's had his trouble.
What did Garrett do?
He's the one that took his helmet off, and he's the one that just recently hit Mason Rudolph in the helmet with his helmet. Ooh, and then we got Aaron Hernandez.
All right, yeah, he's on.
You guys are doing great out there on the Harrington
right.
Facebook comment thread.
We'll take off Jack Youngblood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's do another round of this. We have to take one more break before it's already 1:45, and this has flown by a lot faster than I ever expected this to. We'll come up with some more categories to do on a Mount Rushmore Monday. We appreciate you guys talking to us here on Don't Hassle Us. We're local.
Tim Hernandez wants you to know that you need to have fun in new ways and get fit for yourself and your family, and ID Life is going to be there to make you healthier and have more energy, get better sleep, and achieve more focus. ID Life name stands for Individually Designed Life and was founded on the principle that no two people are alike. Everyone has unique nutritional needs, and Tim Hernandez is your guy in the Quad Cities to help personalize your guidance, to help tailor all your things specifically to your health factors and personal goals. If you have health problems that are holding you back, the doctors and scientists will help develop the nutrients that you need and what supplements as well that will benefit you the most. Go to qchealth.idlife.com to sign up for an unconditional, no questions asked, 30-day money-back guarantee. All you have to do is call Tim at 563-508-7221, and he'll help you and show you what makes ID Life different as you.
You like that? You like that? Give me a hell yeah. I said give me a hell yeah.
This is Turk Wendell, and you're listening to Don't Hassle Us. We're local.
ESPN 1170 AM.
These are uncertain times, but we at First Midwest Bank remain strong, remain committed to our clients, to our communities. And we want those who are uncertain in these uncertain times to know that even though we currently all need to stay apart, we are all in this together. First Midwest Bank. To learn more about how we're helping our clients adjust through this difficult period, visit firstmidwest.com. Member FDIC.
See, very intrigued by the Dan Le Batard Show on ESPN Radio.
Did you see what happened with Kyle Rudolph? Because it reminded me of you for all of the wrong reasons. Kyle Rudolph went to Twitter and pointed out that a media member had asked him for his gloves that he cheated to win the game against the Saints with. And he said, sure, for charity, of course. I'll even sign them for you since it's for charity. And then he gave it to the media member, then saw it being sold on eBay for $375 plus $6 of shipping, and just pointed out that that was wrong. And not only is it wrong, it's fireable.
Listen, I have since apologized. I mean...
You apologize? You've been leaving messages on Kyle Rudolph's machine?
Yes, Rudy.
Charity's the name of my wife.
The Dan Le Batard Show, 9 till noon on the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170 AM.
Car old? Need it sold? Get rid of that old car and do a good deed at the same time. It's the Arrowhead Ranch Annual Auto Auction coming soon to Cole Valley. That's right, it's back. Donate your car, truck, SUV, or motorcycle, and if you live within 40 miles of Cole Valley, they will even pick it up, even if it doesn't run. All donations are tax deductible. Call 309-799-7044 or visit them online at arrowheadyouth.org. Car old? Need it sold? Arrowhead Ranch Annual Auto Auction. Stay tuned for an auction date in Cole Valley.
This is the Will Kane Show.
Big-time NFL quarterbacks do have a good track record of coming out of programs where they're not surrounded by big-time first-round picks. But if you were asking, would you rather have a guy who had everything going for him, perfectly protected, whose receivers were constantly getting open, or a guy that was making do with less? You have to say I'd rather have the guy who was making do with less.
The Will Kane Show, 2 till 5 on the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170 AM.
Attention homeowners! We know March, April, and May mean mild weather and the slowest months of the year for our business. So we've got great news for you. TMI is slashing prices and giving away deluxe furnaces for half price with the purchase of air conditioning. That's right, half price furnaces. Great utility and manufacturer rebates, plus this half-off sale means huge savings. Don't miss out on this opportunity to get the best deal of the year. Estimates are free, so call today. TMI, heating, air conditioning, and plumbing.
I'm just gonna run to the garage.
Oh, wow, are you okay?
We've got to do something about this floor.
Like Dave's garage? Tailored Living just put in epoxy. Looks great and it's textured.
There's way too much junk in here.
Actually, Tailored Living pulled everything out, put it all back, and got rid of what they didn't want for free.
What are you waiting for?
Right, I'll get them here for an estimate.
No, help me up.
Call Brett today at 309-429-6270. Book your free consultation and choose from a limitless color selection for your garage or basement today.
It's 4 a.m. and you're sucking baby snot through a tube because she's congested. If you love her that much, love her enough to make sure she's buckled in the right car seat. Find out more at nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Start your day with Golick and Wingo. Enjoy your lunch with the only local sports show in town. Don't hassle us. We're local 12 to 2 on the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170 AM.
Hey. We're back here having a Mount Rushmore Monday at Don't Hassle Us a Local, brought to you by friends at Dunright Satellite and Dish.
Let's see. This here, Easer Ace just threw this out. Mount Rushmore of Iowa coaches, all sports, across the board. It's the fourth spot is the argument. The fourth spot is the tough one.
Okay, we got Hayden and Kirk.
Done. Done. 3, check. 1, 2, 3, done.
Who was the third?
Gable.
Oh, duh.
Now it just gets a little dicey here. Brands has 2 national titles wrestling. Well, one, maybe one, and then he would have won one this year, but that's speculating. Then you've got Raveling, you've got Luke, you've got Dr. Tom, you've got C. Vivian Stringer. You've got some serious coaches there. You got some ones before Hayden that did some things, but no names that will ever stick out like that. We've already did 2 for football. I think really what you have to do is you have to lock it down to 1. Is it Lute? Is it Dr. Tom? Is it Raveling?
Who's our current?
Is it Alford?
No. Who's our current women's basketball coach?
Lisa Bluter.
I'm gonna throw Lisa on there.
Lisa Bluter was a St. Ambrose women's basketball coach and women's softball coach in the 80s.
Lisa Bluter's done a hell of a job with that women's program, and you cannot ignore what she's done.
She followed a legend. And I like where you're at. And for our female listeners, I'll agree to it. But I'm sorry, women's
but I'm just saying
basketball is.
I get it, but we can't throw gate. We can't. I don't know. Let Brands let Brands win a few more national titles.
He's right. He won 3 in a row, but it's so weird, like the in the wrestling thing, like because Iowa's just so far heads above. I know Zaleski did win one also, but. When Brands was at Virginia Tech, but it's tough, and it's tough when you to have wrestling on a Mount Rushmore of all of college for one college. It's just you got it's Gable, and the bar is so high that it doesn't matter after that, and there's just certain levels and. So it could be Dr. Tom, it could be Lisa Bluter. It's fine. Remember, if we talked about the red ass Mount Rushmore, where they were just bad guys, and we thought we missed people like Ray Caruth and everything else, and there's a lot of bad people out there. If you're just guys you want to have a beer with in the sports world, MLB, NBA, NFL, you want to have a beer. You're basically the lovable guys, the guys that you embrace, that everyone just overall likes. You want to have a beer with.
So let's start with baseball.
Start with baseball.
Yogi Berra.
You want to have a beer with Yogi Berra because you have no clue what he's talking about.
Right. Just funny old dude telling stories.
I've listened to enough stories that I'm telling you, if we left him off of one, we're putting him on another. I would put Gracie on there.
Oh, yes.
I would put Gracie on a guy that I want to have a beer with from Major League Baseball to hear stories. I want to see him drink his beer and smoke a Pall Mall. Just rip a heater. So, you know what? We'll get to that. We'll do MLB, we'll do NBA, we'll do NFL, and then we'll just throw out all sports. How's that for the final Mount Rushmore you want to have a beer with? All right, Major League Baseball.
Who else?
When Mark is here, you kind of want to say Maddox because you. But the other thing is also you're just shutting up for a good, 3 hours, letting him dissect the game, and you're not saying anything. So you're just getting hammered because you're just drinking while he's talking and there's no really thought to it. It's not that I don't want to or anything like that, but, I'd love to hear him. What Jimmy said about Pete Rose.
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
Pete Rose would be a good one, yeah.
It's hard. What do you got?
Well, he's going to have some stories behind the scenes.
Ooh.
And he would just be a good time.
Canseco.
Oh, Canseco, no. I would say Mickey Mantle.
Is he still alive?
No, he's not. But do they have to be alive or anything like that? Is Yogi Berra still alive?
I don't know. All right.
It's a Mount Rushmore. And I think Mantle's story is just like talking about how him and Whitey Ford were just hammered pitching, playing through one game, whatever else. Or how I eventually would get him to tell me about how he hates Joe DiMaggio for ruining his career. So.
What do you mean?
Well, Joe DiMaggio wouldn't let him play I think DiMaggio was center and he was in right or vice versa, and he ripped his knee apart on a sprinkler because Joe D wouldn't give up his position. So he thinks he ripped his knee up. Mantle thinks his career would have been even better if he didn't rip his knee up because Joe D wouldn't switch positions. So I would like to hear those stories.
Anybody else out there? Out in the Hassler world?
Shoeless Joe, Babe would be up there. Ernie Banks. Bob Euchre is a good call.
Yeah. Harry.
I like Easer A's Buck O'Neill so you can hear some Negro League stories. That's good. Turk Wendell. Dude, Turk's good. He's not going to have a beer with you. He doesn't drink. Never has. But Turk's good.
You know Harry Carey can have a beer with you, though.
Yeah, Harry Carey could, yeah.
I'm going to say Tommy Lasorda.
That would be pretty good. He'd have some decent stories for you.
Yeah. He was in baseball a long time.
What's the next one?
NBA. Jordan.
I feel like I'm doing that every Sunday.
Well, I know.
Trust me.
I just want to go get his cigar and pour a scotch or bourbon or whatever.
I feel like every Sunday I'm having a beer with him, and trust me, I've had plenty in the last 3 weeks.
Well,
with him.
I'm gonna just tell you, like before Stocking says it, Trice license from '82. Stick it, Stocking. MJ, Bird, Magic, and Dr. J.
You'd want to have a beer with Dr. J?
Oh yeah.
Over Charles Barkley?
Okay, he's on the list. He's definitely on the list.
I would throw out there. I'd throw out there KG, but that's more personal. But the thing is, KG is very dominant in the conversation. So it would be almost a thing where you're like, instead of like throwing it back and forth and laughing or whatever else, it's KG is very much, he controls the conversation and the pace of it. I've listened to enough times where he's been guest on podcasts where it is, I mean, it's weird. Like he can just take that thing over. But yes, MJ, Bird, Barkley, Magic. I wouldn't put Magic on there. I'm sorry. I don't know what it. I give all the respect in the world for Magic as a basketball player. He's just not my guy.
I just want to hear stories.
Bird talking trash would be awesome.
Bird talks trash.
Yeah.
Bird was a huge.
Barkley would be one. Barkley would be up there for someone I want. I don't know if there's anybody else. Maybe Shaq, just because of the stories AC has about Shaq. It makes me.
Yeah, Shaq seems pretty funny too.
Yeah. And Easer is right. Wilt's got some stories.
Just want to hang out with Wilt. Pick up some scraps.
Oh, we got 2.5 minutes. NFL.
Right, NFL. Art Donovan. Remember Art Donovan?
Donovan.
He used to go on. He was like a lineman for the Colts back in the day. He used to go on like Letterman and all that. He was funny. He told great stories.
Let's see. Who else in the NFL would I want to hear stories from? That's weird. Because there's got to be some good ones. I just don't know if there's a lot of good storytellers out there. Easer is right. Maybe Joe Namath. Maybe.
Yeah.
Just because I just want to hear about the rise of a mediocre quarterback.
You know what? I'd love to have a beer with Madden.
That would be a dominant conversation. That'd be a very one-sided conversation.
But you just sit back and listen to the stories.
Yeah.
And they got to be great.
Fair. Is there any quarterback out there? I think Joe Montana would be boring. I think Dan Marino would be good. I think Jim McMahon would be good.
McMahon would be good.
Favre would be good. Lawrence Taylor would be good. I want to hear some stories about LT. Breb just said that. I want to hear some
LT for sure.
I want to hear some cocaine stories. Definitely want to hear that.
Well, if we want to hear those, we're going to bring Michael Irvin along too.
I want to hear Michael Irvin. Okay, real quick story before we go about Michael Irvin. They talked about him. I don't know if it was on the NFL Network or whatever else. And they asked, could you be able to quarantine the NFL football players? And he said, yes, you can keep the players in. You can't keep the ladies out. I think it was, could you keep the 92 Cowboys? Could you quarantine the 92 Cowboys? You said, absolutely. Absolutely, you could quarantine them, but you can't keep the ladies out. And that's the problem. All right. Well, it was a fun day.
Yeah, it was.
Guys, enjoy your day. Remind everybody that while you can, get out to Hidden Hills, and you can go out there and play. It's at 4335 Indiana Avenue in Bettendorf. The number is 563-332-5616. They have the two-person league starting tomorrow. You can go out there and sign up. On Wednesday, they will have the ABCD League. Go ahead and call out there as well. They've got the practice area. They've got the 4 bonus holes. They open daily. Just go ahead and get out there, call them, talk to Big Mike out there for me. It's just north of TBK Plex. You guys have a hassle-free day. We will see you guys tomorrow. Enjoy yourselves, Quad Cities.